kids like got 2 cents for building that thing.
Yo.
And then she'll be mad.
I mean, we've had worse entry points. Like, we started the show.
Speak for yourself.
With worse ways.
Just gonna say, speak for yourself. You said worse entry points.
All right, so we were recording for 25 minutes, and I'm just kidding. We're late.
Pete like just started eating all my food in the hallway. I'm like,
what
stop eating my
happened
food.
was a Deerbra came into the studio.
He said a Deerbra.
And hit the record button. So we thought we were recording, but we really weren't recording.
So we're doing all over again. Mulligan.
Pete gonna come in the chat like, y'all some goddamn liars.
If you believe us and you're listening to us on Sunday, we're telling the truth.
No more lying on Thursdays. Touchdowns and Tangents, live from the Good News Sports Studio in Hawthorne, California. I'm Pete D. Camarillo, joined always by my co-host, co-founder, co-everything, Mr. Kenny Frank James Berry.
Not everything, because you definitely ate my food, and I'm kind of pissed about it. I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna like just spill my vengeance out over the next 4 weeks.
Huh?
I say, don't eat my food, and you eat my food. And I'm
all
like,
the shit I've eaten of yours over the course of a friendship. All the food I've eaten of yours over the past 5 years. This is the deal breaker.
most of you said I know I've never had bad cake, and you accused me of giving out bad cake. And
I don't know, man.
That's offensive.
I don't know, man.
No, you just can't digest cake or pastries.
I think you need to just stay in your niche.
I have a lot of niches.
Of hood Chinese and
I have a lot of niches.
Vegan Thai food.
Vegan pad thai is the shit.
That's the only thing I go to you for recommendations about.
That's disrespectful.
You're too easily pleased.
That's not true.
You're just
kind of true.
You just find the good in all food, even shitty food.
And people. I'm a Pisces. I can't help it.
But with that, we got a full house here. Izzy's in the house. Miss Graduate, class of 2021. I think that was more of an applause, but okay.
Nah, fuck that. She deserves to get her shot off. Now the applause.
And then we got Mr. Audio Man, a.k.a. future homeowner. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Stressful week, tell you what.
Escrow, bitches.
It's a lot, man. A lot of paperwork.
I didn't know you were getting a house. That's so cool.
Somebody doesn't listen to the episode.
I dropped it at the end of the show last week.
It's all right. You're not the only someone.
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, man. NFL this week. I don't know.
You're looking at the rundown.
Rookie camp started this week. So we got our first look at NFL rookies in shorts.
I thought we were going to just start with some Kwame Brown energy.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
I mean, I was waiting for you, but like you kind of did it and then you stopped. So now
I think I used all my Kwame energy on you.
Oh, Kwame. Well, tell us, listeners, what's going on with Kwame Brown this week.
Well, pretty much after being like the first high school pick to ever be the number one overall pick in NBA draft history, people have been shitting on him for years.
Wasn't
and
Kevin Garnett?
No. Kevin Garnett
pick?
wasn't. He wasn't. And Kobe was like
that?
12 or 13. Yeah, Kwame was first. Garnett wasn't the first high school player who was the number one overall pick. It was Kwame Brown. And there was a couple people in his class, too. He was talking about how it would have been 15 if like a lot of them didn't get coerced and going to college.
You right. KG was drafted 5th. I didn't know that.
You seem to not know a lot of things.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was taking 5th.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense why he wore 5 in Boston. Learned something new.
Yeah. I mean, but anyway, so pretty much people have been shitting on
KG
him
was better than Duncan.
Well, Duncan wasn't really a power. Duncan is a power forward, not a center.
I was just trying to leave that there. You could have continued on.
Nah, Duncan's no fuck that because everybody's like Duncan's a center. No, he's not. He was a power forward.
Well, he ended his career as a center.
He was a center when Shaq
so did KG,
got out
though.
the game.
KG ended his career as a center, too.
Yeah, but Shaq, let's be honest, Duncan, once Shaq got out the game, then they put him at center. But Duncan was a power forward because that's where he was the greatest mismatch. Because no power forward has that kind of skill set and 7 feet and can do what Duncan did at that position. KG's close.
Yeah, except for KG's like the original point forward. He's like the original swim footer who could actually handle.
He was never allowed that,
he actually came in the league as
a
small forward.
He was never allowed that, though.
As a small forward, a wing player.
Wasn't he, like 6'9"?
No, he was 6'11".
He's a legit 6'11"?
Yeah, he's like 7'1", bro.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people say he's 7'1", but I was like, I thought he was like 6'10", 6'11". Like, Durant is like 7'2".
He's a solid 6'11", but he's probably listed at 7 foot.
Interesting. By the way, Chris Paul should win MVP, but y'all not ready for me to.
That's stupid.
Chris Paul.
Anyways, back to Kwame.
I'm just saying, Phoenix wasn't shit until he got there and changed things. But anyway, he'll never. Chris Paul. Like, anybody who's like the president of the Players Association in their sport and is really good, they don't get their flowers. I've noticed that. Kevin Mawai didn't get his flowers. The Jets cut him, and he kind of just got blackballed out the league into retirement. Like, I've noticed that about a lot of people who've been like the presidents of Players Association in baseball and football. That's kind of trash to me. But, yeah, Kwame Brown pretty much got in everybody's ass and reminded. Like, honestly, I think Kobe's somewhere like, damn, I knew he had it in him.
For real, I honestly think Kobe's probably saying that. Like
that's why I was like, he just couldn't catch. He wasn't an offensive threat, but he was one of the few guys who could actually play against Tim Duncan one-on-one and not need defensive help. If you pay attention to Kwame Brown, most of his career, he was just a defensive enforcer and a rebounder, but he just couldn't catch. And shout out to Gilbert Arenas, who didn't try to kill his confidence, but he's like, Jordan pretty much ruined him before he even got a chance to get better. He never really got a chance to develop an offensive game because Jordan never wanted him. The Wizards decided not to trade him, and Kwame Brown came out when he got on, Matt Barnes, a.k.a. Becky with the good hair, a.k.a. Dennis the Menace, a.k.a. The finger wave.
A.k.a. Derek Fisher was at your house with your kids. Hopping your fence, driving your truck with your kids.
And your wife. Yeah. You know when somebody's slandering you so bad, when they break out into singing, I was like, fam.
Bro, when he was like,
Kwame's
that's why she left your ass. He was taking too much time in the mirror. All that hair relaxer. Trying to get that figure wave. Not this shit again.
Yep.
Pete fucked up again. Pete fucked up and broke the mic. Now you got to hold it.
We going 90s pop over here. No.
I mean, you should probably. And you fucked it up. Just shout out to Pete. Breaking shit since.
Hey, this broke last week, all right? And I didn't do shit. Oh, we're switching?
Yay. But anyway, Kwame's just been going off about how, like, people in the media, like, they get paid and hired to shit on black men, but they don't do that to white counterparts. Like, nobody wants to shit on Tim Tebow publicly. Nobody really shat on a lot of white athletes, like Big Ben when he caught the whole rape case. Everybody was talking about how Pac-Man Jones was a horrible person when all Pac-Man Jones did was get into a fist fight. It's nobody's fault that.
But I think his point was even bigger than that. It's like,
yeah,
okay, you guys want to talk about this isolated moment in my career. Like, in my life.
Longer careers than you guys did.
But not just that, but like, you want to talk about this time period in my life, which is me playing basketball. But like, you don't talk about all the shit that I'm doing outside of it. You don't talk about my businesses. You don't talk about what I'm doing with these kids. You don't talk about how I'm raising my son. Like, you guys are just harping in on this one little part of my life, of my character, that you guys think you know. But
you don't know. When
you really don't know.
When Jeannie Buss was trying to explain, I was a part of the trade that got the Lakers Marc Gasol, and then they like Kwame Brown wasn't anything special. There's no point mentioning his name, and that's what set him off because he's like, Jeannie Buss wasn't even trying to slander me. She was like giving me respect, and she's like, he said this white woman wasn't even laughing with y'all when y'all said that. So like y'all just get paid by ESPN and other places to shit on black men all day long. That's all you're good for. That's all you're known to do, and it's enough of that. Like it's trash. So.
And I was dying when he was like,
he's put
when
about
he called out
15
Steven
videos.
Jackson was like, how are you gonna be all raising your hand in the air trying to be an activist,
Black Lives
BLM,
Matter,
but you over here known to be affiliated and knowing to knock heads and trying to be street, trying to be hood, trying to call everyone out, trying to fight Charles Oakley, and then all of a sudden you kissing Charles Oakley's ass like. And he threw in you quit on Charlotte. He did.
I remember that.
He was like, you quit on Charlotte.
He quit on the Charlotte Bobcats.
And he was like, you quit it because Gerald got traded. Gerald Wallace.
Yeah. He really did.
But that whole, like, honestly, bro, every day this week I've been waking up like, what Kwame Brown said. Go to his
I charged my phone, look up, oh, there it goes. He went live again. And like, he said, you know, the Wizards are supposed to trade.
Put him to the
Bulls for
put him in the
Elton
Triller
Brand.
Fight League, bro. Like, just make it
Matt
happen.
Barnes said he would do it, but that's because he's light skinned and now he has to prove himself, and he's not.
But even Kwame was like, I'm not trying to box you. I'm gonna grab that little pencil neck. He's like, don't try to put rules on me.
Yeah, and
he was like, and besides, you didn't want to fight at first. Now you want to fight because we got 3 days of hype. Like,
said we were joking. Tell me when we stop joking.
Yeah.
I'm like, if we just joking, he already won.
Yeah.
He won like the first day.
And then he was
went
like,
on Charlamagne the God.
And then he was like, yo, you guys said I couldn't. First, I was down to come on the podcast, and you guys were like, no, I'm not big enough. And then 3 days later, it's like, oh, now you guys want me to come on the podcast and talk like men. But nah, fuck that. Come on my YouTube channel and make me some money.
Yeah. He already got shirts, my mama's son. When a human being,
bro, he gassed Charlamagne.
Yeah, when he calls you
Charlamagne,
when you
bro.
call somebody boy the way he did, he's country. You don't fuck with him.
They said it on ESPN.
He sleeps with a shotgun.
They were like,
nearby.
he used like 30 versions of the N word. Some of them ended with a Z. Some of them ended with an S. Some of them ended with a A-R. Like,
it felt like a Negro spiritual. I was like, this man is this like. I felt like part of my countryside came out. And I'm like, I didn't even know it was there. I was like, I know what you just said. Like the way you say it in the slang. He was going in. He's still going in. And it's just true. Like a lot of these people, like Stephen A. Smith, he said he went around the colleges.
Co-signed it.
Yeah, he went around the colleges talking about how trash Kwame Brown was. I'm like, dude, he said, Stephen A., you were a failed basketball player who became a journalist, who just talked shit about people. And y'all could have reported that the Wizards didn't want me, and I was supposed to go to Chicago, and they were supposed to get Elton Brand, but they nixed the deal. And all Jordan did was shit on me. He said, what was I going to do at 19? Come out and say Michael Jordan hates me, and he's trying to sabotage my career? Y'all would have, before I even got the sentence out, y'all would have told me to shut up and called me stupid and this, that, and the third.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was like,
that happens with a lot of other athletes.
He was like, how was I going to become an offensive threat when I played on a team with Jordan and Kobe? Like,
or Gilbert Arenas.
It wasn't going to happen.
And he said, y'all talk about me.
And that's part of the development thing that we talk about with football all the time. Like, you know, we've been talking about the draft. And it's cool, you know, when dreams happen, you get selected. But at the end of the day, like,
if you don't go to the right situation,
the start. And if you don't go to the right situation,
you're done.
It doesn't matter. But, I mean, to Kwame's credit, you know, he still made it work for 10 years in the league.
12.
And he's quick to point out that he averages more than Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
So that's what he's saying.
I average more rebounds, and if we're really being honest, he's like, Kobe scored 81. I had 1 point. But did you see all the fucking screens I was setting? Like the rebounds I was getting?
Were you not entertained?
Were you not entertained?
That's what you guys wanted. You wanted Kobe to shoot?
I got out the way and let the man shoot. And he's like, you know, you think just because you can talk about my career as a basketball player that makes me a bad person. you're painting me a narrative of me that I shouldn't be respected because things didn't work out for me in basketball. Well, shit, y'all only got hired for ESPN because y'all was going to dog athletes and not actually call out. I mean, I could be like this. Me personally, this is Kenneth Frank James Berry talking. Chandler Parsons was a fucking bum once he got that big deal. Once he went to Dallas, right? Because he was in Houston. Once he went to Dallas, he got $94 million and didn't do shit. Nobody talked about Chandler Parsons. He retired, went off in the sunset.
I think even more than that, though, is what he's saying is like, you guys have a platform. You should be defending the athletes. You should be calling out the ownership. You should be calling out these organizations who routinely buck up and make bad mistakes and have toxic cultures. And
you should highlight the narratives of, oh, this dude came from this horrible environment. Kwame Brown's like, I didn't have shoes.
Bro, I got shoes at that camps. Was crazy. And then they try to gas him for that too. They were like, oh yeah, you was a side chick baby or whatever. And he was like, how are you gonna try to talk shit to me about who my father was and what his situation was? Like, that don't have shit to do with me, and look at how far I came. Like, you guys should be giving me credit for that, not trying to fucking talk down on me.
And I never met my brother, or I didn't know my father like that. Because his father murdered somebody. He's like, but I'm not them. I went the total opposite route. And he said, they're going to try to paint me as a demon, as a monster. They're going to talk about my family. And I'm like, well, that's the case. We could probably get on Matt Barnes and his family. We could probably get on Steven Jackson and his family. You won't talk about George Floyd was your homeboy. George Floyd got a kind of
low-key, Kwame probably would have been the greatest left tackle of all time.
Definitely a right tackle. Coolest right tackle ever.
So Jonathan Ogden?
A solid left tackle, but like probably a Hall of Fame right tackle.
So Jonathan Ogden.
Willie Anderson. But Willie Anderson, they won't put him in the Hall of Fame, even though he allowed, I think he didn't even give up 10 sacks in his whole career.
He played a minute.
For the Bengals and the Ravens. He played for the Bengals and didn't hardly give up no sacks. But that's a whole nother. Right tackles don't get the respect that they should get from like the right tackles of the past. They talk about left tackles, but it's like, well, right tackles weren't just
Lincoln Kennedy?
Run blockers. Lincoln Kennedy was a left tackle.
I remember as a right tackle.
But he played right, but he played left too. But like, if you're a great right tackle in the past, they would never give you that credit.
Matt Turley?
What you mean, Kyle Turley?
Kyle Turley.
He played left tackle too.
But he played right tackle too.
But he got drafted as a left tackle out of San Diego State.
He did.
I think he's the last first-round pick out of San Diego State too.
That's sad.
98?
Doesn't he have really bad CTE?
Yeah, really bad.
Like,
he smokes a lot of weed. But yeah, Kwame Brown's going to keep going. And honestly, I can say this podcast has.
He called out DJ MV too.
Yeah, and Angela Yee.
He called out the whole Breakfast Club. He called out Rachel Nichols. He was like, "Go look it up." He was like, "Look it up. Look where she was when I was playing. She was in DC talking all that shit too, trying to come up off talking shit about me. That's pretty much how she came up."
And, well, nobody went to go back to look it up either. They all backed off and don't want no smoke. So now they got to change the name of their podcast. All Smoke and No Fire. All Breaks and No Gas.
Third person.
All Breaks and No Gas. I come up with the name. They could just pay me residuals at this point. But, like, I agree. I mean, with the whole thing with Charlemagne and the rape, and he admitted that he gave a chick Spanish fly, and she was 15, he was 20. He talked about how Spanish fly was the thing back then. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Charlemagne the God preaches this holier than thou shit, but if anybody in this room had his arrest record in this time and age, we wouldn't get a fucking job at the Breakfast Club or iHeartMedia. And by the way, the Breakfast Club isn't a podcast; they're a radio show. So all those iHeart fucking, that's why a lot of this podcast shit, when you see people at the top, even Joe Budden's podcast, I'm like, bro, you can't
really get into the smoke, dog.
You can't talk to me about, what makes a podcast work, bitch. You were already famous. Don't talk. If y'all got industry ties, you're not famous. Me and Pete ain't famous. We don't have industry ties like that. But our run as a podcast in 28 episodes, I say is better than a lot of shit out there. Just people don't know who we are yet. And some people might. And they don't want to admit that shit. Because some people, I'm not gonna say who, but if I really want to talk about between me and Pete, who we put on, that's a long list, and I see a lot of motherfuckers working at certain companies, and you know, I never asked for anything, but it's funny when you do shit for people and they never think to kick it back.
MGK.
It's just funny, like when you look out for people, and like they don't think they should pass it on to anybody else. It ain't even got to be me. You just only looking out for you. That's some corny shit to me. Like,
I mean, bro, I called out Joe Budden years ago. As soon as he took that Spotify deal, I was like, something doesn't make sense. Because you already had...
You don't even know how much money the deal is worth.
You already had like a de facto title with Complex, and that shit blew up. And then you got another creative VP fucking title shit from Revolt. That shit didn't pan out.
Apparently,
and now here you are at Spotify with this fucking title VP of fucking contentness. Like, okay, who made you the fucking podcast god, bro? Like, chill.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
all these people
when you talk shit
that were listening to you fucking go in about Slaughterhouse, bro. Those are the people who made you the podcast guy.
And then
not Joe Budden. Your fans made you.
Nobody cared about your rap career. Your shit was dead. And Maul was right in that response. And he was like, when that pull-up didn't come out with Crooked Eye, and he said, fuck contracts, I don't honor them. And Maul was like, that stuck with me when he's talking about our situation with him and Roy. Because people are like, they're hung up on like, oh, he's an employee. So the fuck what? But he's not, because if it's a percentage-based contract and you got to give me a piece of everything, now it comes down to what the business deal is. Do you know what percentage you're getting? Yeah. But also, he doesn't have to show them the books because they don't own shit. Those things can be mutually true, but we know anything about Joe Budden, he's destructive, unprofessional, and doesn't know how to fucking handle situations properly.
At the end of the day,
that ain't got nothing to do with whatever drugs he was on.
There's moral.
I wouldn't do Pete like that. Pete wouldn't do me like that. We fight behind the scenes.
There's moral, there's ethical, and there's legal. Right. So even if Joe Budden like
and fiduciary duty
legally didn't do anything wrong because of the ownership structure and shit like that, fine. But morally, ethically, like the type of dude you portray yourself as, like an independent, like who's for the artist, for the creator, and you just gonna essentially record label your own podcast employees? Because
he felt like that. He felt like calling them employees for a while now. Like, you don't change the name from the I'll name this podcast later to the Joe Budden podcast, and then you fire them when they're not there, and then you go on Patreon and you call it they'll name this podcast later on Patreon with Ish and Ice. I'm like, that's corny as fuck. And then Miles like, you got issues with issues.
Can
with
Joe
Ish
Budden please say something about Kwame Brown? I think that's the pay-per-view we need.
You don't want to say Candyman. You don't want to say Candyman name. Like when you talk about nobody wants to say Kendrick's name. Big Sean don't want to say Kendrick's name in a rap. You don't want to mention Candyman. You don't want to look in the mirror and say Candyman. You don't want that problem. But yeah, like I look at a lot of these people who call themselves content creators or whatever and shit, and they say, oh, well, like these people don't really like each other behind the scenes. You could look at shit that has happened with Barstool podcasts, multiple Barstool shows, stuff like that, where they talk, like people fall out, shows stop happening, whatever. Like, at least with us, Pete and I have had long, drawn-out conversations, arguments, think pieces, fucking group chat, testimonial conversations, all types of shit regarding this show.
Really, those are just arguments with witnesses.
Really?
A group chat is sometimes we need mediator.
Yeah, like I'm thinking this, you're thinking this, but we don't know who's right, and we need perspective because we don't exactly. Like we don't. Like you need perspective. You need counsel when you're doing anything like this. And yeah, to say, have we made any money off this podcast?
Definitely not.
But have we enriched and put everything into it that we can?
Debatable.
God damn it.
Not time to be sensible here, man.
Jesus. Have you put 100% of what you can put into it?
Debatable.
This motherfucker just can't answer a straight question.
I mean, he did eat your salad before the show. So.
Pause. I need clarification. It was a barbecue chicken salad. He ate part of my dinner.
He ate the barbecue chicken and left you the salad.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
You don't make friends with salads.
You don't just like eat.
You could have got the nachos again. Just saying.
I didn't get the nachos.
You didn't get the nachos?
Are you gaslighting me? Are you gaslighting me about my own fucking food? Are you serious?
Because you didn't get the nachos because you didn't want to share. That's why you got the salad.
I mean,
yeah,
it was
exactly.
It was
exactly.
It was a. Actually,
you were like, "Oh, people won't eat my salad." You were like, "People won't eat my salad."
They were carne asada fries.
Bad. Hold my beer.
This man, people will eat your food.
Like Pete respects the salad. He won't eat it.
Pete respects
and
other
Pete comes
people's
in and is
food.
like, "Fuck your salad." as you're saying, like, "Don't eat my salad," he's like, "Fuck you."
No, he didn't say that. He just kept eating it and looked at me like, "What are you talking about?"
The worst part was like I kept getting the smallest piece of chicken, and then by like my fourth bite, I was like, "Yeah, fuck this. I'm just gonna get the best piece of chicken."
And then you use the fork, and I'm like, "Dog, why are you using the fork? There's a napkin."
Hey, I'm vaccinated.
What the fuck does that mean? I washed my hands and my ass today.
I brushed my teeth.
Is that? So did I. What the fuck does that mean?
Anyway.
That's like the dude from a scary movie when he shoved his hand inside the turkey. You want to eat that turkey afterwards? But I'm hungry, so I'm definitely fucking up that salad when we get off the air.
Well, for ladies and gentlemen that are still with us, we are actually a football podcast. So going on in the NFL right now, Urban Meyer is still on some hot shit about him becoming a coach from the college level to NFL level.
Speaking of Kwame Brown type rants, yeah, there's a lot of shit we can't say on this podcast just because we don't want to start some shit. Ironically, we don't want to start some shit. That's the funny part.
Oh, save it to my rant.
Yeah, we used to. Funny, like when we first started out, like we could just go back to the sundial. Like all the wild shit we said that came true. Like history's gonna look back favorably on this podcast. That's all I'm saying. And Football Friday. But
yeah, so basically, Urban Meyer's taking his first round draft pick, Travis Ettiene, and moving. Even though you said Ettiene like 2 weeks ago, but it's all good.
I know. You can't say words, so sometimes I just say shit to see if you're gonna correct me.
Petty. Anyways,
he ate my fucking food.
Anyways, so
I'm surprised he didn't grab the Sprite. I'd have been mad.
Urban Meyer thinks he's a There was Sprite?
A trigger.
I definitely would have drank that shit.
I coughed on the straw, bitch. I coughed on the straw.
That chicken was a little dry.
Yeah, he kept eating it. This fat bastard.
The barbecue sauce was good.
I mean, I know Pisces and Taurus are foodies, but that's fucking ridiculous.
All right, Travis Ettiene moving to receiver.
Yeah, it's I don't think he's better than James Robinson, and I know that James Robinson had like a career year for he set a rookie record for most rushing yards by an undrafted running back. So you kind of want to use him, but Travis Ettiene, I don't know how I keep saying Ettiene, but Ettiene literally played like his whole career with Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, and he's a great running back. So to say, because I guess you don't trust the receivers you have, he's not a Percy Harvin type guy unless you're going to have him lose weight, because he put on weight and then ran like a 4.42, I think, at his pro day, where realistically he's like a 4.3 guy, but he put on like an extra 20 pounds of muscle for his pro day. Unless you're going to tell him, okay, lose weight and we just want you to run routes. Like, this isn't college. He's a fucking running back. You should give him reps as a running back. But, like, this only works if you're actually going to use him as a receiver and not a decoy. But he is an outstanding receiver. I mean, based off what he did in college. So.
Well, that's one way you could look at it because, like you said, Robinson was there. I mean, that's the guy I wrote on my fantasy league that won me money. Thank you very much.
That was a shot at me, but okay.
But use him as a running back. He's a great running back. You don't need to replace him. And this guy is definitely Ettiene, whatever. Ettiene, way off. Use him. Get the ball in his hands, and you need playmakers. So I don't think taking Robinson out of that starting running back role is the right decision, but you still want to get this guy some reps. So, it's just training camp right now, so why the hell not?
Yeah, but also fair. The fact that Tim Tebow's on the fucking roster.
That's stupid.
Grinds my goddamn gears.
I think that's just like forget like maybe the Christian crowd back into the NFL standings to watch on Sundays again.
They just want
to get the evangelicals back. In Florida.
They just want. And he's from Jacksonville. They honestly just want full capacity.
I mean, at the same time, it's Jacksonville. Crowd. It's going to be people there.
This fucking guy,
but. At the same time, yeah, it's a publicity stunt. Do you really see Tim Tebow making the regular NFL season? He hasn't played. He hasn't played in over half a decade, and he's 33 years old, right?
8 years, never played tight end ever in his life.
Just give him a fucking ball boy job or a intern job or
what
something.
If you made him a player personnel?
He's too proud, man.
Why did they do this? Why did they?
That's the ultimate question.
Oh,
why?
Could be. I don't even. I want to say it could be white privilege, but really it's just shitty nepotism. Like, the shittiest of nepotism. Like, he has nothing that regards... Like, there's dudes who went undrafted who deserved a contract more than Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's never played tight end ever in his life. He was always a QB. And like I said, if he was black or Samoan or anything but a hardcore conservative Christian from fucking Florida... If he was anything but that, especially on that Florida team where like half the team got arrested, 3 guys got hit with murder charges. One's dead, but 2 of them actually went to prison right now for murder, safety, and I forget who the other guy is. Like all the arrests they had on that team, and they had to market Tim Tebow because he was the squeaky clean choir boy who wrote 316 Bible scriptures on his fucking face and got the ball at the goal line, even though Chris Rainey, Emmanuel Moody, Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin did all the hard work. Like, those running backs and receivers would do all the work, and then Tebow gets all the touchdowns. You just go back and look. Like, a lot of those touchdowns, Tim Tebow wasn't breaking off 40-yard touchdown runs. That was Cam Newton when he was at Auburn.
Shout out to Chris Leak.
Chris Leak was actually a good enough QB to where I think they could have won even if they didn't have Tim Tebow. But he was the passing QB early on. Tebow got all the touchdowns. It's like, you're just say you're too chicken shit to use Tebow as a running back. Like that, like they used Tim Tebow the way LSU had Jacob Hester at LSU, like where he was the starting running back, but realistically, once he got to the NFL, he was clearly a fullback because he wasn't fast enough to play running back, but he could block, catch, and do everything else. And he started the tradition of the number 18 at LSU. Foster Monroe wore 18 at LSU, by the way, on offense. But yeah, just you look at it and just there's if he gets preferential treatment and like in blocking drills, that's gonna piss me off. And like again, most of the like people on the team,
does he know how to block? Has he ever blocked a day in his life?
Half-ass probably. Like a lot of QBs don't block. Like,
maybe with the Jets on special teams,
he got blown up. There's a couple videos of him getting blown up on special teams.
So he was playing football and then he retired and then he played minor league baseball and then he stopped and now he's...
So the thing is with Tim Tebow, he's in some people's words the best college football player to ever play, which
he's
is
not, though.
stupid.
No, it's not.
But he was a good quarterback and he won the Heisman. But the thing is, his fundamentals for being a quarterback were just absolutely awful. So by the time he got up to talking about the pro level, people were wanting him to play a different position, throwing out this tight end and everything out there. But he was so stubborn that he didn't want to play anything other than quarterback. He wasn't going to try out for quarterback. Anything other than quarterback, not even mentioned the idea of playing another position. So he did end up getting drafted in the first round by the Broncos. They had 2 picks that year, and they took him with their second pick. And he did play quarterback, and he was mediocre at best. He had very bad mechanics. His throws were long, but he has heart. Don't get me wrong. He has heart. But
who doesn't have heart, though, at the NFL? You can't be a bitch and make it to the league.
A lot of wide receivers, you could debate about that.
Yeah, but that's because they're small and they know they can't go over the middle. Like, you can be soft at the highest level, but be an ass kicker in high school, JUCO, and college.
Yeah. But now the weird thing is with them is that Denver ended up winning maybe half their games and made it to the playoffs with what some people will call touchdown Jesus, because he does say a little prayer every time he gets on the field and a little prayer every time he makes a touchdown.
He was ass for 97% of the game, and then threw 1 touchdown pass, which, by the way, against the Steelers in that playoff game where Demaryius Thomas caught it and then ran like 80 yards. He outran everybody. Demaryius Thomas ran like a 4.340. He was like baby Calvin Johnson when he came out. That was like his coming out game. Like once they got rid of Tebow and went to Kyle Orton, that's when Demaryius Thomas started putting up stupid numbers. Him and Eric Decker. They had like a team available and ready to take the next step. And then Tebow was really holding them back.
Yeah.
And then I think the Jets actually gave up a 4th-round pick to get Tebow, which is hilarious.
And then Tebow did nothing. And he slowly retired, and then he played minor league baseball. And now, all of a sudden, he's back.
He's like,
Touchdown Jesus has risen again.
He just won't go away.
So you guys ready for this tangent about about this wormhole I just went into about Chris Leak?
I always wondered what happened with Chris Leak.
Did you know that he played in the AFL?
Yeah. Didn't he play baseball too?
He played in the AFL, I think, they said in 2012 for the Jacksonville Sharks and the Orlando Predators. He ended up losing his starting job, then stopped showing up to practice and got suspended. Then a few years later, he became a high school head coach. Well, he was a Florida head coach with Will Muschamp. Then he was with, I think, the Buccaneers or somebody, and then he was with the Eagles. Then he ended up being a high school coach. And then what happened? He caught a charge.
I heard something about that.
He caught a charge
with a student.
With the student. And they went 0-5. So he resigned, lost his teaching credential, and at one point he had a podcast too, a radio show on Sirius. So right now, I guess he's just listed as a head coach, as a football coach, but he's not really coaching anywhere. But yeah, that's Chris Leak. So apparently, even Chris Leak got bodies now. The minor ended up not pressing charges, which we all know what that means.
Or we don't, which is weird. Now it's crazy. We're at a point where we really don't know until like we know.
Until it's on Instagram.
Until like, oh yeah, he did it. It's like that one text. It's like, oh no, he did it. He's nasty. He initiated this. Like when talking about the whole Ohio State thing from last week, where she was explicitly giving out massages to have sexual relationships with Ohio State football players and basketball players. It's like, one day we're going to really have to talk about how predatory college is. Like, they've been, like, it's teachers who fuck middle school kids, who fuck high school kids. Like, there's like a serious kid fucking problem in this country and in the world we just seemingly don't talk about. Like people love fucking kids.
It's been going on forever.
It's kind of disturbing, though. Like we just like, okay, so you were fucking with kids.
In the Bible, they did.
I mean, you probably still,
yeah,
and you still can in many countries in the world.
In states, like
I don't know about states.
No, in some states, sodomy is legal.
I don't know about that.
No, like in some states, it's illegal to fuck an animal in America. I'm telling you because I googled it.
You googled that shit?
I was like, what's legal? What's the craziest thing that's legal in certain states? You'll be surprised at the list that comes up. I'm not going to tell you because you can go down that wormhole on your own.
I really want to know what his web search history looks like right now.
It's not as bad as you think.
I mean, it sounds absolutely disgusting to be honest,
start with for research purposes, and then I go
research.
I'm like, yo.
All right. Another tangent.
Oh shit! It gets worse. Did you just Google my research history?
Are you guys ready? We're playing a new game.
Oh fuck! I'm scared.
Oh.
All right. Currently, there are 46 states that have some provision criminalizing engaging in sexual conduct with animals. We're gonna go around the room.
California's not one of them. California's not one of them.
Can you guys give me one? Can you guys give me some of the 4? Let's start with you, Kenny.
The 4 that allow
that don't have a law against animal sex.
Animal sex. Wow.
California.
Nope.
Florida.
Nope.
New Hampshire.
Nope. Next, Eric.
I have one more.
You only got one guess. You gave out 3.
Oh shit! Arizona.
No. Maybe. Is it? He has to check.
No.
I'm worried.
I'm
now.
gonna say Arkansas.
Nope.
That's a good guess, though.
Is he? Nope. Kenny.
Delaware.
Iowa.
Idaho.
Wyoming.
Yep. That's
I
one.
was gonna say that. Oh.
That's
Oh,
one.
Wyoming.
weirdos out there.
Idaho.
Indiana.
Nope.
Fuck, thank God.
Montana.
The other 3.
Shit, I can go back home now.
The other 3 are Hawaii,
What?
New Mexico,
Oh shit.
Not surprised.
and West Virginia.
Why am I not surprised at those 3 at all?
Fucking New Mexico. What the hell happens in that state? Huh? A lot of things.
That's so
But
wrong.
More
yes,
than Breaking Bad.
some states, like even the 46 states, some of them are like more specific about it than others, like what you can and can't do. But yeah, I guess as of 2016, other states. So the article that I found that one in was from like 2018. This other one from 2016 has like 6 of them, with adding Kentucky, Nevada, Texas,
Kentucky stands for
Vermont.
wild shit.
and DC.
I just am reading that there's 31 states where the age of consent is 16.
Bingo.
Oh, one of those
That's
is
what I was going to
definitely
ask you
Mexico.
next.
What?
At least.
Yeah, New Mexico.
Definitely in there. Yeah.
Wisconsin.
But so is Indiana. And most other things. Like literally half the country. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know how we got here, but
But anyway,
Christianity has a lot of kid fucking in it.
Thank you, Tim Tebow.
Right.
And
Tim
Chris Leak
Tebow.
was his backup.
well, speaking of equal rights, the Bills hire more women in their front office. Does that sound good?
I don't want to follow up kid fucking with talking about women getting opportunities they deserve.
but yeah,
Can we just finish shitting on the
We just got to get back onto the track here. All right.
you gotta like put some cheese in between that meat. Like you can't just put
Just
lettuce
jump
down.
in.
Yeah, you can't just make a sandwich lettuce first. That's nasty.
I think, yeah. Anyways,
You made a sandwich lettuce first, haven't you?
Sophia Lewin is hired as an offensive assistant. I guess it's one of the higher positions that a female has been put in, as far as like,
Across the league.
yeah. And then the Broncos hired Kelly Klein, executive director of football operations. That is the highest position that a woman has ever had in a scouting department. So,
Sweet.
hey man, the Denver's been missing on a lot of draft picks, so
Elway needs to stay out of the fucking kitchen.
yeah, you got to take a chance somewhere. So hopefully it
Sertan's
works
a
out.
pretty good pick though, unless he's not.
And
Nah, he's good.
and the Bills, I mean, they have a female owner, so I'm not really surprised by that either.
The Bills make really good personnel decisions in their coaching.
Yeah, they do.
tree.
They're solid.
Because Arthur Smith is the head coach, so I mean he's been around for a long time. So you know they have a good dynamic going in Buffalo.
Is Buffalo team to be in the AFC East now?
No,
No. Still think it's Patriots?
you can't ever count out Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I think so.
And once you take away Stephon Diggs, you're going to see what Josh Allen really is.
Did they get a running back in the draft?
Watch them fuck around and get Julio for his third round pick, bro.
Dog, I'll throw up. And then I'll play with him in Madden just to fuck with you. Honestly, if I'm the Falcons, I'm like, I don't trade him. I just pay him and be like, all right, we got Kyle Pitts. Do you see our fucking offense, bro? We're throwing 80% of the time. Our
But
defense just is going to be trash.
this is their last year, bro. Either way, with or without Julio.
This is the last year with him
This is
there.
the last year with Julio and Matt Ryan. Like, those two guys.
So don't
that
trade
window's
him.
done. Like,
It'll be easy.
I would trade both of them. Like, honestly, if I was the GM of that team, I would trade both.
I'm trading them in at the end of this season.
Because their cap isn't great. Like, what's great about the Falcons? Deion Jones.
Do you realize?
That's it. Like, literally, that's it.
Inside of the stadium. Because Killer Mike has a barbershop in there. They got some hood food spots in there. I want to get my hair cut at the NFL stadium. I think they do. I'm pretty sure they have a KOD there. I'm not even joking. Dog, I'm saving
They got
up.
lemon pepper wings.
Shout out to X Squad affiliates, Kizzy. Tell you, I'm getting some money together and some funds together because me and Pete plan on definitely going to a couple different. We're pulling up on some of our affiliates in Atlanta. It's gonna happen this year,
and we're gonna try to do a collaboration with Kwame over there.
We're going to make it happen. He in Georgia. He in Georgia, so we can call him down. Like, it can happen. Like, bro, I got questions. Did you ever think Michael Jordan was a bitch? Did he ever like try you and you like talk to him in private? Like, hey, look here, boy, I'll fuck you up. Or did you just let Mike live? Like, I have serious questions. Like, I feel like when we talk about stuff that we went through playing football in high school, like, it's like
I just want to hear him start gassing Rip Hamilton and Jerry Stackhouse and
Jerry Stackhouse,
Larry Hughes.
I want to hear about was Samuel Dallenberg there before he got traded?
I don't think so.
They had another. It was like a tall black dude who played there. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but they had a center there. I don't know if it.
Anyways,
I can't remember his name. Whatever. But bottom line is, man, you look at situations like the Falcons. There's no point in making yourself a weaker team by getting rid of your best receiver. Like, if anything, make Julio number 2.
How many games did he miss last year?
Don't even matter. Julio's still a dog. Like,
But really, and how many games did he miss the year before that? And how many games did he miss before that?
I mean,
every time he's on the
unless
field.
you think New Orleans is really going to take a step back with whoever plays quarterback,
I'd be hitting up free
like,
agency if I'm
you
the
don't
Falcons.
have a chance. Like,
if I'm the Falcons, I'm looking at Clay Matthews, who's a free agent. I'm looking at all the cats are free agent.
You're going to be 8-8 again. You're going to be 8-8 again. Land in the middle of the draft. Not be able to take a future quarterback and take a bust at DT or right tackle like every other year or pass rusher.
I'm not really convinced that this QB class coming up. I think they're like 2 years away. I don't think Spencer Rattler, if he has a career year, he should come out for Oklahoma because, like, I just don't see it. Sam Howell, he might be nice, but name the last great North Carolina QB.
I think we forget how
Mitchell
great
Trubisky.
of a prospect Matt Ryan really was.
I don't even acknowledge Mr. Trubisky. Neither should you, bro. I don't even know why you just said that.
Bye, Mitch.
Punk ass Mitch.
Matt Ryan should go to the Bears.
I was
they have Deshaun
actually
Watson.
thinking that
He's
would,
like to throw pick sixes.
I was thinking that might actually happen this offseason
should
for
go
a
to
trade,
Houston.
but it never happened.
My Ryan should go to Houston so he can end up like Matt Schaub.
Nah.
On sportsinjurypredictor.com, Julio Jones has an 83% chance of injuring himself in 2021.
That's fucked up.
It's
true.
9.9% chance per game.
Salute to you, Izzy.
That's so sad.
But saying that, I mean, that makes sense to trade him away. Well, you could get some value for him.
Izzy just schooled us with some great facts. Salute to you. Damn.
No, I agree.
His
You should
injury
trade
rate,
him.
his injury is going to be like at 27 on Madden.
The Raiders should get him.
The Raiders should get Clay Matthews, honestly, because they don't have a pass rush. And
I'd rather get Larry Fitz.
Gus Bradley. Wait, what did you just say?
I'd rather get Fitzgerald.
I will slap the shit out of you. What did you say?
I'd rather get Fitzgerald.
So you want another tight end?
I mean, hey.
I mean,
We took Jordy Nelson.
that was different. We didn't do shit. I didn't sign Jordan. I didn't do shit.
I wasn't a Raider fan that season.
No, I just wouldn't have made that.
I was a Rams fan that season.
I wouldn't have
was
gave
a
him.
Rams fan that season.
Check my whole phase. Was
I
I
was a Rams fan.
out of fan whole phase? So for like a year and a half, I wasn't a Raiders fan.
James Jones get cut after 800.
James
yards.
Jones was a good pickup, but there was a while where like I was like, "Yo, Raiders, if y'all gonna go after the Raiders,
the Packers
cast offs, could you actually get the good players? Could you go get Dayton Jones? I mean, obviously that never worked out, but like there was like Tremont Williams, but
he was washed in Cleveland.
He went back though, but like 3-4 years ago he wasn't fully washed. But he's been in the league for a while now. For him, where he got drafted, where he went to school, he's had a
Kevin
pretty good.
Kevin King might need to grow some dreads, bro.
He already has
Like, for
dreads,
real.
and he's from Oakland.
He needs to bring him back, bro.
I see it. He's on. He has locks.
That might save his lineage in Green Bay.
He's locks, but here's the
That
thing.
might get him another 2 years in Green Bay.
It will. But
Shout out to Mike McKenzie.
Shout out to Al Harris, the king of locks. All I'm saying is that's some real roster shit though. He had his damn near down to his hamstring, but
Looking like a Super Saiyan.
yes,
Shit's kind of tight, honestly.
I'm telling you, Al Harris had dreads down on his fucking hamstring. It was crazy. He had like one super long dread, but like the rest of them like were still in uniform with the rest of his dreads, so it looked kind of cool. Kind of like when Bianca Belair gets the hair attached and she whips people with that shit. Yeah. So when it comes to the whole Kevin King situation, though, I'm not gonna slander him because he's from Oakland.
No, you've slandered him several times.
He deserves to get slandered though. Like Washington DBs haven't really performed that well in the league.
Marcus Peters.
He's the outlier, and
he's the best one.
He got shattered on by Chris Peterson, which was wrong. He treated him. I guess he thought he was going to be another Titus. Damn it, I forgot his last name, and I feel bad.
We really got to get Nate Dogg's son on the podcast.
We need to get Nate Dogg's son, and you need to get Austin Pettis on this podcast. You can get Austin.
Might as well get Trey Mason too.
Why don't you just bring on?
Might as well get Trey Mason.
Why don't you just bring on all your old teammates and a bunch of Arizona football players? Like honestly, like I'm pretty sure Willie Tuatama has to have some free time. I'm pretty sure Austin Hill has free time.
He don't do media like that.
Tell him I used him at tight end in Madden. Jerron Kreiner got time.
That's not my teammate.
He went to Arizona, so he's your teammate via proxy. He was teammates with Austin Hill, so therefore he's by proxy he's your teammate.
Anyways, segueing into college football of that,
which I actually hit the button already, so we can just get into it. Speaking of Indiana, IZZY talked about it earlier. The state of Indiana. I mean, they're known for a lot of weird shit, but they did lock down a great transfer, former 5-star running back Stephen Carr.
Wait, hold up. Is Indiana the South or the Midwest?
Midwest.
But they have a southern feel to it. Because the clan.
He's not wrong.
You know, sundown towns.
It's in between
White sheets.
Chicago and Ohio.
When did you become a geography
I live
expert?
there.
You lived in Indiana?
For like
Where the fuck you been at?
18 whole months.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
When I was 18 and stupid.
Girl, I didn't know that.
It was a different lifetime.
Did you play soccer out there? Or what?
Yeah.
Are you fucking
Really?
serious? How are you just now noting this information?
I didn't know
Were
that.
you not paying attention when you look at her resume?
I didn't know you were in Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, congrats, IU.
And she talked about how Indiana is the #1 state for prosthetics.
Oh, yeah.
I got stock in some of those companies, by the way. Thank you.
Zipper
It's
and
not a
shit.
bad way to go.
Couple shares.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bye-bye Dogecoin.
Right?
They're 40 cents now.
Is that 40 cents now?
Yeah, they were at like 27 and they shot up to 40, and I'm like, I don't know. I have like $1.71 in Dogecoin because I just refuse to believe in it. But Ethereum is down to like 32, I think. Ethereum dropped huge. It was like at 4,000.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And now, like, cause I guess they said $600 million left crypto or whatever, some shit like that.
Thanks,
So.
Elon.
Yeah,
Wait.
Elon
Wait.
I want to say 600 million.
But isn't Kentucky the South?
Kentucky is the South.
Kentucky is definitely the South.
Oh, interesting.
Kentucky, Louisville.
But Indiana's right next to Kentucky.
Indiana's
It's the
right
South
above.
but
too.
the Dixie line goes underneath Indiana.
Yeah, Mason-Dixon line.
I don't know what that is.
That's what separates
This motherfucker didn't pay
the north
attention
to the
at school.
south. Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know
This
that?
is like the Civil War.
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
This is the Civil War,
I'm the
bro.
only one who doesn't know geography of this podcast?
You're from Riverside,
Indiana
you
was
dumb
part of the
bastard.
Union, man. It is north.
You Riverside hick.
That's why you have a North and South Carolina.
Yeah.
Wait.
He thinks South Carolina is like.
Do you know where Georgia
next
is?
to
Wait,
Texas.
so I know where Georgia is. It's by Florida.
Where's Texas?
It's by Florida.
Do you know the origins of Georgia as a state?
Yeah, you say it's a slave catching state.
It was a slave catcher. It was an unmarked territory,
Yeah.
and then Okay, so you pay attention.
Yeah, I paid attention to that.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
The Gullah Geechee people
Okay,
are
so
from
what
where?
about Arkansas?
Arkansas is
Arkansas
next to
definitely
Texas,
south.
Love Texas.
But it's more west than fucking Indiana.
but it's
It's not
still
west,
that's
but
why it's in the
still south of the
SEC.
Dixie line.
Now you understand why I talk about SEC regions and why the Pac-12 needs to have the PC3 needs to happen, because all these regions, they touch each other, they're similar, but they all get money together. And Indiana is right. Notre Dame is in Indiana, therefore Midwest.
I know that.
It's the Harvard of the Midwest.
But
This is why you got to pay attention to the fucking college football segments that I've been doing since the show started.
in case you guys didn't fucking know,
You don't pay attention to college football, but you
that's
should.
my geography. This is my country. That's my country.
The four corners.
That's
you
my
stop
country.
at the four corners.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my
Shit.
my neck of the
Stop at
woods
North
too,
Texas.
man. That's where I'm from.
I stop at New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana.
You stop at the Mormon states. That's cute.
Damn, that is a Mormon state. Fuck.
You stop where all Boise State's.
Well,
beef is.
actually, this whole fucking thing was supposed to be the state of Mormon.
Good
and they were like,
Good thing
nah,
they lost.
psych.
Good thing they lost. Because
They're
they were
like,
killing.
psych.
They killed whole wagon trains. Brigham Young was a fucking monster.
See, ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing some educational value to this.
Yeah. Shout out to Mancini, because we literally went to a whole museum a couple years ago. And
This
he
is what
told me
happens when-
who he's related to and like Brigham Young.
This is what happens when Kenny has a migraine and I don't read Bleacher Report until 3 minutes before.
First
You
off,
get a podcast full of tangents.
no shit. Well, it's called Touchdowns and Tangents. And we haven't come on. When's the last time we had a chance to give a lot of background information on the pod? I mean, you don't pay attention to college football, so now you have to. But speaking of more college football, like I said, USC Stephen Carr, he graduated from USC today, or when they had their graduation a couple of days ago. So now he's going to Indiana as a grad transfer. So I guess he has one more year left. He was a redshirt senior. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to compete for a Big Ten title. Hopefully he gets the lion's share of the carries. He only has like 13
Deliver us from Indiana.
delivers from USC and their air raid offense.
Yeah.
Because you know UCLA ain't doing shit. What's UCLA doing? You know, Pete?
Except for you said last year UCLA was actually better than USC.
In spurts. And then who won the game, though? Who won the game, though? Who won the game?
Honestly, that's the first time you've ever said that UCLA was better than USC.
Yeah.
Even when they were better
couldn't
than
even
him
win.
for like 2
And they
years.
couldn't even win the fucking game. They couldn't even prove me right. That's how much they suck. But anyway, so Sam Houston State won their first ever FCS championship against wasn't North Dakota, it was South Dakota. The Jackrabbits.
One of the Dakotas.
Definitely South Dakota. They had blue and like yellow uniforms. South Dakota Jackrabbits. It was a close game. This dude, he was a transfer from Howard. I want to say Jaquez Eward. Oh, let me look up his name. I don't fuck it up that bad because that was bad. So pretty much, yeah, they had a transfer from from Howard in HBCU, and he had like 2 big touchdowns in the game. One was like a 40-yard touchdown catch.
Wait, this game just happened?
Yeah, I was watching the FCS Championship.
What the fuck?
Yeah, a lot of schools still played in the spring.
Division 2.
Division 2.
I didn't know that.
Casey Keeler. Yeah, they won their first FCS national championship. They beat South Dakota State. And it's the first national championship in Texas since, you guessed it, the Longhorns won. Damn. Wow. Texas schools not even putting on like they're supposed to. But yeah, 16 seconds left. They had a hell of a touchdown. It was 23-21 final score. And there was a lightning strike, so the game was delayed for a little bit. Yeah, Texas they didn't care. They're like, we're gonna finish this shit. Oh yeah, fuck Greg Abbott, governor of Texas. He's a piece of shit. And why can't I find this dude's name? No. There's one more thing. More thing. Shit, I cannot find this dude's name. It's annoying. Oh yeah, they actually finished the season 9-1 because South Dakota State was undefeated coming into the game. This a Texas Tech transfer in the game, Joseph Wallace. He was balling out on defense. And Jaquez Ezzard, JEQUEZEZZARD. Jaquez Ezzard had 2 touchdowns. Transfer from Howard, and he's already an NFL prospect. So just remember that name going to next season for the draft.
All right. Well.
Oh yeah, and lastly for college football news, Izzy graduates college.
Yeah.
Thank God.
She's done.
She's out this bitch.
If anyone's hiring, let me know.
Congratulations, Izzy.
Thank you.
It's a celebration, bitches.
How does it feel?
Good.
The weight off your shoulders?
Yes, it's nice to be done.
Yeah.
That last final, when you just dropped the pin and said, fuck it.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice.
You're like, I could go to bed without being stressed out
Yeah,
tonight.
I don't feel like when I'm doing stuff that I have other priorities I should be doing, so that's nice.
So you could prioritize more than 2 hours of sleep a night now, so you don't have to.
No, I did not give up sleep for school, I'm not going to lie. That stopped once the pandemic started.
Yeah, that's true.
So what was like the one thing you learned from like the past year and a half?
Online school is not it. I didn't learn anything. What did I learn from school in the past year and a half?
About yourself?
Probably not the best headline to get a job. Just saying.
Your future employer is listening to
if we really want to think about it, we can all say, did we really learn much?
Yeah, what did I learn in college? I learned to stop drinking and driving, that's for sure.
I definitely learned that one. I learned hazing is wrong.
Yes.
What else?
The war in Iraq?
That was actually my spring break. Well, not Iraq, but when we... 2003... Me and my buddies went down to Puerto Penasco for our spring break, and that was when we bombed Iraq. I think it was when we bombed Iraq in 2003.
Because this is a 20-year anniversary of 9/11. I was in the 5th grade.
Whoa.
Good Lord, you're old.
9/11 happened in 2001, so that was 20 years ago. Yeah, shit.
Good Lord.
He's trying to do the math in his head. He's like, wait a minute, 2003, 18 years? Fuck, it's just about
20 years, man. I was 18 years old.
Damn, bro, you got the U-stone, huh?
Oh, man.
I was 3.
You're 3?
Yeah.
What song
man.
came out in 2003? What hit song came out? I don't remember.
Oh, dude,
the sounds are a blur for me.
Nelly.
God, what were... No, it wasn't Nelly.
That could be any year, though.
It was R. Kelly's Ignition remix.
Oh, yeah.
That was
2003 spring break song, man.
Oh, that was some
That
shit.
makes sense.
People, you were let your slide.
That's when it was okay to listen to R. Kelly.
You could have let your slide. The Boondocks.
Yeah, and then R. Kelly was the number 1 R&B singer of like that time.
Did Gigolo come out that year?
All right, here we go.
2003?
Yeah.
All right, I want to hear it.
All right, top songs. Hey, y'all. In the club.
In the club.
Bring Me to Life, Evanescence.
I was actually into it.
Oh shit.
Where's the Love, Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas.
Seven Nation Army, White Stripes.
That's my shit.
That's a good one.
Oh, Toya thing.
It doesn't have a title. It just has a sound.
You couldn't say it. Who's the artist, bro?
She had me singing.
Oh my god.
Middle school was a fun time. The dances at
Right there, Chingy.
Oh man, I'm
Michelle Branch, Are You Happy Now?
Wait, hold on. Let's go
Numb,
back. Can we
Linkin
go back?
Park.
We got to go back to Chingy.
Ooh, Stacy's Mom. That was a hit.
That song. Wait, hold on. That song came out in 2003.
Yeah, that
Yep.
song came out.
I thought that shit came out in the 80s, bro.
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
that was a Weezer track.
Those jeans looking good.
Oh wait, on
Stacy's
Genuine.
Mom.
Oh yeah.
My love
There's
is
kids who
like
are-
whoa.
The kids who literally were conceived in those jeans.
Somewhere I belong. Damn, Linkin Park really was grown ass men singing about middle school shit. That's crazy.
Singing
Every
about
time I think
depression
about that.
and pain and love. Damn,
Crazy in Love, 2003.
All right.
that was a great year for music,
Well, that was a nostalgic moment.
and that's just a blur to me. It scares me how much little shit I remember from the age of like 9 to 12.
Trauma.
No. It's just, think about it. Are there parts of your life where you're like, that shit's all one big blur? It
Yeah,
happened in one
because that
block.
was probably when your life was good, and you,
you didn't
you
have
forgot
to-
that.
you didn't have to think
you
about
remember all the
everything.
trauma. Your memory can only hold so much. Like,
That's fucked up.
it's
Don't,
true.
Don't make it seem like I'm the only one.
Because it's true.
You might be.
But you remember that day your leg broke?
That wasn't called for.
I'm just saying it's
That
true.
wasn't called for.
Like, it's true. Trauma. You remember trauma. You don't remember like
No, I remember-
when shit's okay.
I remember mad fun shit.
But like specifically,
I remember
Do you remember
what's
the
your
date?
earliest memory?
I was at my 3rd birthday party with my grandma and my grandpa in Oakland at the Chuck E. Cheese, drinking orange soda. The picture's on my Facebook page.
Eric?
I had braids and everything.
I
fat,
think I was
light-skinned
at a
kid.
train station with my family when we lived in Germany.
That's cool. Is he?
I don't know, man.
What's the earliest thing you can remember right
She's
now?
like, being 3.
I remember there was a kid down the street. We were playing, and he locked me out of my house, and I got really upset.
That would upset me.
How'd
too.
he lock you up?
I'm not going to share
I
mine.
don't know.
Yours are all much better than mine.
No
What is
shares.
yours?
Nah.
Fuck that Malcolm in the middle. You gotta share it,
This is trauma.
Francis.
It's definitely trauma.
Share it.
I remember it was my first day of preschool in Blythe because we lived in Blythe.
Ugh, California.
Wow.
And they left me at school, and I just remember crying.
Yeah.
Your parents
I'd
left you?
cry.
Were you
in
hungry?
Blythe, too.
Yeah, I was 3. They left me, and I just remember just started crying.
You just left
You
you on the side
probably-
of the curb.
They probably left you
No,
for 5
they
minutes.
walked me into school, but as soon as they left, I just started crying.
Separation anxiety.
I guess.
Yeah.
I was the only child back then.
Did you eat breakfast?
The good days.
The good days.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck? I'm pretty sure your brothers and sisters are gonna hear this. The good days.
I'll tell them all the time.
Hey,
All 4 of them.
if they have a
Like,
problem with it, they can get themselves to school, you know?
That's fucked up.
That's part of being an older sibling, though.
Nah, but you can't like lead with that. Like, he's the caregiver. Like, you can't just say that.
I mean, he can, and it's not
but
out
I'm like,
loud.
life was
I
better
can
when-
say it for him, and then he can blame me.
I mean, I'm the middle child, so I think that's why I'm the humane one here. But like,
Humane
Middle
or
childs are
spoiled.
literally the worst.
fuck you. No,
Yes,
we're not.
they
Bro,
are.
like
No, we're
literally
not.
Google
Yes,
it.
they are.
Like
We-
literally statistically, middle childs are
You
literally
are the serial
worst.
killer in your
You really
in your
are.
litter there. You know that?
You
I
really
mean, wait.
are.
I mean, hold on. Let's unpack this.
Are you saying I'm lying?
Middle
I mean,
child
about serial
syndrome.
killer type shit. I've been known. I mean, I'm a Pisces. I get angry.
Yeah.
I'm emotional. I feel deeply,
And-
but I care deeply too.
So do serial
Read
killers.
this.
Not really. Not necessarily. I mean, there's some crazy ass serial killers who are Pisces, but like Rihanna's a Pisces, so
Yeah.
Oh, really?
No, I literally read about this
like
a couple
Einstein
weeks ago.
or some
like,
shit.
Even
Like-
if there's 2 middle children?
It's because
It's split usually. If it's
it's
two.
because so like the oldest
I was
is
technically a
always the
twin.
best. Like literally smartest. Like because
That's
parents try
not
the hardest.
True.
Parents try the hardest.
I'm definitely smarter than my older
So
sister.
they get
I
all your
definitely
baby
kick my older
books.
sister's ass.
They read you your books. They fucking feed you. They do everything by the book.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they're like, well,
Well,
The first one didn't die. so
we'll just try a little bit and be not as overbearing.
Yeah.
But then you end up being completely just dismissive and like you'll figure it out on your own. Like my mom used to think that my older sister could.
And then the youngest one ends up being like the baby.
All the leeway, the spoiled.
Everybody takes care of the baby.
Yeah. And so then the male child has to go through like this journey of like, well, I'm not the oldest, I'm not the youngest, so what am I? And then they feel sorry for themselves and
like
act
you're
out
Meg.
and figure it out.
That's not. I feel like you're skipping over a lot of shit.
Why are you smiling there? Why are you smiling
There's tangibles in between the lines
Like the
here.
middle child of the room, I feel like a lot of things.
You feel attacked right now.
I feel very attacked. I feel this is a one-side attack. You're not divulging, in the real facts. Like the older sibling is usually the most pompous and arrogant, and sometimes the least accomplished. They're just like, I was here first.
Yeah.
Like that's so, and like I have a fucking bachelor's degree. My older sister doesn't, but I love her. She's still doing her thing. I'm doing my thing. I can kick both my siblings' asses, not just because they're both girls, but because I'm just willing to fight
You're
dirty.
300 pounds?
That has nothing to do with it.
Are your sisters really going to
Black
try
and
to
white
beat you
answer.
up?
No, I'm saying like no. When I was a kid, my older sister used to beat my ass because I was just like really
But you
nice.
weren't
and
300
stuff.
pounds.
Huh?
Explains a lot.
No, I wasn't always fat though. Like when
No, you was always soft though.
Nah, I definitely wasn't always fat. We're outside to fight right now. I'm still mad about the salad.
Del Taco's down the street, bro.
I'm gonna pull up on you when you're at a bar. Hey, I'm gonna get a round of drinks. It's on Pete.
Okay.
Give me like 10 shots of Jägermeister.
I'm assuming in this scenario, I'm out of the house, so I'm happy.
Oh shit!
It's always so sad when I leave my friends. I'm like, well, I'm going back to my shitty life, guys.
That kind of reminds me when I used to have to go visit my dad, and like I had to like just forget my whole life and go out to Lancaster for a weekend, and I hated being there. And like I used to have to watch my stepbrother. We're not even related at all. But it was my dad. He was taking care of like kids that weren't his. But like he would watch them play football or he watched them play sports, but he never wanted to come watch me play sports. And I'm like, I'm your actual fucking son, bro. Like, how about this? I'm gonna play my game with the Junior Lakers. We're gonna win championships back to back, and then you can come take me out to Lancaster. He's like, nah. So yeah, I feel it.
Listen, brother, I hear you. I see you. I feel you. But I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
I know. That's another.
You're just trying to get these jokes off, okay?
I know.
You turn it into therapy, okay?
See, that's why I don't open up.
This is why I don't open up.
That's why I'm 30 pounds. I just keep it all on the inside. I eat my feelings, guys.
Shit.
All right, well, speaking about
Oh, shit.
feelings, let's move on.
Oh damn, that was funny as fuck. Ooh, we're gonna continue this on a later episode.
Is signed by the New York Giants as a tight end.
Speaking of eating your feelings, shout out to Queen Latifah and set it off. No, but Kelvin Benjamin, yeah, he gained a bunch of weight. Was out of the league for 2 years. I like Tim Tebow, you know.
Hey, man, if
He's a
Tebow can get a
perfect tight
shot,
end, though. He's
if
a perfect
Tebow
tight
can get a
end.
shot, he can.
Yeah.
And he can't be worse than Devin Funches.
And I've
they
heard
try
you-
to move him to tight
And
end.
I've heard you say that he should be a tight end.
Coming out of
He's
college, he should
saying
have
that,
been.
yeah.
Because he wasn't that fast coming out of college. He was just big. Like, Travis,
that
he wasn't even
1,000-yard
the number one.
receiver, though.
He was, yeah, that whole draft class with Mike
And he
Evans
got
and all
hurt.
them, all those guys had 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah.
But he didn't put in the work, and it didn't work out with Cam when it should have, because he's a big body receiver, and Cam loves big body receivers. Just didn't work. But now he's a tight end. He's rebuilt himself with the Giants, and they already have 2 tight ends. So he might not make the team there. Who knows? But I think hopefully he recommits himself and he becomes a really good tight end, because he was a first-round pick for a reason. Out of Florida State, he was Jameis Winston's top target as far as touchdowns. Rashad Green was his number 1 receiver at Florida State. But yeah, hopefully it works out for Kelvin Benjamin. And check it, he might be a Pisces too.
All right.
All right. Well, moving on.
Or a middle child. Fuck you, Pete.
Devin White
So
does
dismissive.
virtual race and beats his former teammate Justin Jefferson.
I already said this on Twitter, but like,
That was a dead link you sent me, by the way.
why is there always a linebacker or D-line trying to get into a race with a bunch of receivers and DBs?
Because he runs a
Like,
4.37.
it doesn't matter like what, like if it's college, high school,
Yeah.
like there's always a token D-line and linebacker.
Because receivers and
Trying to-
corners act like they're
trying
the
to be
only
faster.
fast people in the world. And it's like, fam, if you were so fast, it would show up on the game tape, but it don't. And Devin White, by the way,
The Raiders passed on him. I know.
they
Thank
passed
you.
on all four of these guys. Think about that.
Shit.
Yeah. Hardeman only ran that 4.22 because he's like 178. So he's at track. He's like
That track body.
yeah, like that's track speed. Like that's you tip it off at 178. And then once you get heavier than that, you're going to lose some speed. Ruggs ran a 4.27. I feel like Ruggs can run a 4.2 consistently 10 times. The other guys, maybe not. Like, Hardeman isn't running a 4.2 10 times in a row. He ran like a 4.33.
So who actually won?
They said, I don't believe that shit. They said it was, Hardeman ran a 4.22. I don't believe it. Ruggs is at 188, 189. He ran a 4.27. Devin White at 6 feet, 237.
Who won the
240.
actual race, though?
I just told you. Hardeman.
They timed him individually?
Yeah, in different locations and ran virtually. Justin Jefferson ran a 4.5.
That's whack.
But I'm like, he ran a
I thought
4.4.
they were actually going to race, bro. Like,
Nah.
like fucking
Social
cleats off
distancing.
on the track. Like, let's race, bro. Like,
Social distancing. Nah, but
and fuck it. Why it got to be a 40? Let's make it 100.
nah, because that's a different kind of
Let's make it-
speed. Because then Adoree
Nah,
Jackson
but that's
is
what I'm
winning.
saying.
Then Adoree Jackson's winning.
Okay. But he's not in the race.
Exactly. So that's how you fuck it up, and that's how those races always go bad. Then the whole team ends up running. Like, two people want to run after practice, and then they start talking shit, and the coach is like, well, fuck it. If they're going to run, everybody on the line. And then they're mad at the two people who are running. And then it's like, you piece
I
of
mean,
shit.
that's true.
That shit
that's
happens.
literally happened.
And all the linemen are like, what the fuck, bro? We're all in the locker room. Like, one or two dudes sneak off and go home. They're like, fuck that. I got a bus to catch. That was me, by the way. I'm like, I'm slow. Y'all know I'm not winning the race. Fuck out of here. You can kiss my ass. Like, Barry dipped. I was like, I had to go pick up my sister from daycare, which was kind of true. But, yeah, Devin White ran a 4.37.
I knew that, but I'm just saying.
I think he ran a faster time than he did at the combine.
I'm just
he ran
saying,
a 4.42. No, bro, he ran a 4.42 at the combine at 242.
But either way, he's fast. I know he's fast.
and he ran a
He's just
4.37 as a middle linebacker.
He's not Hardman and Ruggs fast.
But that's still fucking ridiculous to be a
I
middle
know. I'm not
linebacker
saying
running
it's
a
not. I'm
4.37.
not saying it's not.
He just really embarrassed Justin Jefferson because Jefferson ran a slower 40 time. Jefferson ran a 4.42, a 4.43 at the combine, and he's like, I only need to run it once. And then this one he runs a 4.5. I don't know if it's because he got stronger or if he's I don't know, whatever it was, but he ran a 4.5. I think he has legit 4.4 speed. He showed it, but he's probably training, and guys who are at training weight are necessarily slower than guys who are like on some track shit like Hardeman. But yeah, that just goes to show you that these linebackers, a lot of these guys who maybe would have failed as running backs, are switching to defense, and you're seeing it in this era more than ever. Because in years past, guys would just stay a receiver; they didn't want to play another position. Especially that's why I was talking to Michael off the air. I was like, Dylan Moses got ruined at Alabama at 14, at 15, 16 years old. He was like on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He was 6'3", 230, running a 4.4 40. And he goes to Alabama and gets his knees blown out, gets injured, doesn't even get drafted. He's an undrafted free agent, pretty much on the PUP list, I think, for Jacksonville. So you go through all that. You're this like great player at Alabama. Like, if I'm a middle linebacker out of high school and I'm super fast and athletic, I'm not going to Bama. I'll go to LSU because they're like, okay, we'll protect you from yourself. We're not going to have you banging, and getting injured as much as you do. Like, every Alabama linebacker that has come out in the past 7 years has had injury concerns. shoulder, knee, back.
I mean, that's borderline every Alabama player, honestly.
No, not the receivers. No.
I mean, outside of the receivers,
Corners, receivers. It's always the linemen. And
but the corners get hurt too.
Yeah, but it's
Diggs
not
got
as
hurt.
much. Who?
Diggs got hurt.
But Diggs was good. He had good tape.
I'm just saying they all get hurt, like across the board.
Yeah, they all get injured, but it's more the corners. The receivers stay kind of healthy, unless it's like a hamstring.
Ruggs got hurt.
But
Cooper gets hurt. Julio gets hurt.
Yeah, but they're consistent. Okay, you gotta stop doing that.
Well, I'm just saying.
When they have an aneurysm, you gotta
they're
stop
all
doing
hurt, bro.
They're all hurt.
They all have injury rap sheets.
Yeah, but the problem is, especially with linebackers and D linemen at Alabama, more than any other school, like, bro, that's your draft stock. Like, imagine if Dylan Moses said, I'm going to go to LSU, or I'm going to go.
Bro, if anything, the running backs probably get hurt the least.
Which is crazy. Derrick Henry, TJ Yeldon, Alvin Kamara, Kenyon Drake, all
Alvin
these
Kamara
cats.
went to 10.
He went to Alabama and then transferred to a JUCO and then went to Tennessee.
Okay, fair.
You can Google it.
I believe you.
Google it.
Sounds.
He went to
Makes sense.
a Kansas City JUCO. He even talked about it on, I think, with Master Testosterone. I think that's how you say his last name. Sorry if I messed it up. What?
Nothing.
I'm gonna get a text later saying you fucked it up. But yeah, he's like, bro, there was 6 running backs and all these motherfuckers were great and ran for 2,000 yards, and I'm just like, why am I here? we not all gonna get the ball. He looked at TJ Yeldon, he's like, bro, what are we doing here? It was, I think, Mark Ingram. Was it Mark Ingram? It was definitely TJ Yeldon. I think Bo Scarborough,
Trent Richardson,
Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, Alvin Kamara, and then I forget the 5th guy. And all 6 of those dudes are in the NFL. And
they have 4 receivers in the first round in the last 2 years.
That's why I think Mac Jones is hella overrated. But the Patriots got the perfect guy for their system.
The Patriots way.
He went to the perfect place because he doesn't have to be a star there.
All right, next.
Washington football team releases longtime tackle Morgan Moses.
He could have been a Raider too, but they passed on him.
He's all right.
He's a right tackle.
He should probably go to Denver since they just dropped Juwan James.
And Deshaun Hamilton, who tore his ACL apparently outside of the thing too.
Until they need people.
Why does Deshaun Hamilton want to smoke with everyone?
I mean, he went to Penn State, right? He's putting up yards and making plays. I don't know, Penn State receivers.
Never forget when you thought Chris Godwin was going to be a bust.
The only dude you hit on Penn State. The only dude you got right. I said, if he runs a fast 40, I believe it. If he runs like a 4.5, he
bro. Even his rookie year when he was doing good, you were like, he's all right.
You know who went to Penn State?
Next year when he's a Pro Bowler, you're like, yeah, he's good.
Nah, I saw once he shut on the door, I was like, he's gonna be nice. But in the Senior Bowl, you know who?
No, bro, we could run the tape. You were like, it was one good game. Damn, Adore.
I said that too.
Damn, bro, people owe Adore a fruit basket. He over here giving people NFL careers.
He sacrificed a lot by staying at USC. He should have went to LSU. He actually would have been like a fucking top 5 pick. But
R.I.P. Joe McKnight.
Yep, R.I.P. Paul Mooney too. One of the greatest comedians of all time. And also, what was I about to say?
Would Joe McKnight have been better if he went to LSU?
Nah.
Wasn't that where he was supposed to go and then he turned to USC?
USC was good. It's just he never found the right fit in the NFL. And USC, Pete Carroll didn't really give him. Pete Carroll they had 5 running backs.
Joe
bro.
McKnight was supposed to be like the greatest. He was supposed to be Reggie Bush 2.0.
Yeah, but he had like 5 running backs, and they used all of them. So if you used all of them, like what else? What are you going to do? If they were running a spread offense, I think it would have been better. But they have 5 running backs, bro. Stephon Johnson, Chauncey Washington, C.J. Gable, Joe McKnight, Stanley Havili. Like that's 5 guys right there. And Havili was like a fullback.
And that Penn State dude.
Silas Red, but he came after. And speaking of Penn State, you know who went to Penn State and I called him and you didn't believe in him? Allen Robinson. Yeah.
Oh, Robinson went to Penn State?
Yeah. See?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know my Penn State guys.
Ooh.
And Bobby Ingram went to Penn State, but that was whatever.
Yeah, but you left him for dead when he tore that ACL in Jacksonville.
Yeah, because he was done. No, actually, Robinson or Bobby Ingram?
First one.
Oh, because it's the Jacksonville curse. But he left Jacksonville, and that's how I know he's elite, because he's damn near like an all-pro in Chicago. He just keeps picking the wrong teams. Had he signed with Green Bay, oh shit, it'd be a wrap.
Next one.
Disgusting. Anyway,
Him and Devontae Adams, forget about it.
Juantarius Bryant got hoaxed into a fake Falcons workout, and then they felt so bad that they gave him one.
You
Like another organization, not the Falcons, hooked him up with one. Not the Falcons. They didn't hook him up with one.
Also, just another football team.
so
in general.
they clout chase.
They felt bad. They had like Arthur Smith's number somehow, and that's why he thought it was so legit.
Bro, for real though, someone give Kwame Brown a workout. That's all I'm saying.
At what?
Put him in,
Right tackle.
It's like maybe
You
put
just
him in the
want to play for the
octagon or
Raiders.
something, man. He might kill somebody.
Nah, bro, you can't just come off the bench and play tackle after a long time. You got to play guard. You got to play D tackle. That's the one place where you can like afford to fuck up, because you're a D tackle. Like you just got to go like create some havoc.
6'11" D tackle would piss me off, bro.
I wouldn't play. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? You want me to 1-on-1? Like,
Just runs up like this, bro.
like, bro, he don't need to swim over me. He can just literally, like,
He would really fuck up the passing lane. Like,
His-
for real, just
How many block kicks would he have?
this motherfucker just stand there and do jumping jacks. He can just run from side to side with his like with his fucking arms in the air,
That'd be crazy.
and don't like overload one side like that dick move that coaches were doing in practice. They put the linebacker, the DN, and then the fucking strong safeties coming up, and they're all blitzing at once, and you're like, oh, so fuck me, right?
fan.
Then the guard never fucking picks up the DN. Like,
Bro, that's the hardest fucking block. That is literally the hardest block, bro.
He's triggered.
Like, literally, that is the hardest block.
Motherfucker, I'm getting the end and a safety. All
You're
you have to do-
asking me to move to check this guy inside and move 6 yards across while
No.
this guy's coming full speed and you can't put your hands on him because you got to block a safety and a linebacker? Shut the fuck up.
Bro.
Sorry.
You're not even getting the D tackle. The center's getting the D tackle. Bitch, all you gotta do is go and hook or get the fucking D in. I'm not asking you to hook and kick out. I'm not even asking you to kick out. Just get in front of this motherfucker. That's all I'm asking.
Because he doesn't have a fucking 3-second head start.
Oh, and I gotta pick. I'm gonna get blamed because the defensive coordinator's a dick, and he knows that guard ain't gonna get there. And even if you do a stunt, the fucking linebacker stunts inside, you don't get him because you're a dumbass. I get whoever's blitzing.
I
off
think
the
you
edge.
just have a shitty guard next to you at this point.
That's part of it. And like I'm like, why don't we run this practice squad offense? Because this wing T shit, like we got too many guys who can play receiver and running back. But that was 10 years ago. So
All right, next one.
we're gonna have an offensive line coach and argue about that. What's the guard's fault and what isn't the guard's fault? Because tackles be on some bullshit sometimes.
Well, touchdown or turnover. Jeff Driskel signs with the Texans. Houston's coaches speak highly of David Mills.
It's a touchdown because Deshaun Watson's definitely not playing this year, especially if they got Davis Mills and Jeff Driskel in camp. Yeah, it's a touchdown for the Texans. Especially with their first 3 picks being a QB, a tight end, and a receiver.
All right. Number switches. Hollywood Brown switches to number 5. Patrick Queen switches to number 6.
That was his college number.
Touchdown or turnover? I'm going turnover.
I know you're going to go turnover. So why?
Because, bro, like,
Hate it so
this
much?
ain't fucking
College?
NFL street, bro. Like, this ain't flag football.
NFL
Like,
jerseys are cooler with
like,
one number.
it's more money if we print 2 digits on the jersey, so everyone just has to have single digits. Like,
48 is a trash number for a linebacker, and he wore 48 as a rookie.
I thought that was kind of cool. Like, he
That's
was
a
making his
trash
own
number.
thing.
That's a trash number.
It kind of is.
48 is a trash
It kind
fucking
of is a
number.
trash number.
47 is an excellent number.
But like at the same time, like there's never been a great 48, so he could have been
At
the
fullback,
greatest
there's
48.
been plenty of great 48s at fullback.
Shout out to Lorenzo Neal's son for signing with the Saints.
He's a D tackle out of
Undrafted
Purdue.
D tackle.
Out of Purdue. I think he wore 9.
Is he yacked like his pops?
Yeah. Not as yacked as his pops, but he's yacked.
All right, moving on.
I
Ryan,
just imagine like Lorenzo Neal and like Max Strong and like fucking
Max Strong was a beast.
James Harrison like just fucking chilling at fucking Mount Olympus like lifting boulders and shit.
Yeah, I can believe it. Just hitting stone with stone and fucking carving, just karate chopping stone with their hands. This motherfucker breaks asphalt for fun.
All right, next one.
all right, moving on. Ryan Kerrigan signs with divisional rival the Philadelphia Eagles.
I'm with that. That's a touchdown. I think it's kind of like when they signed Chris Long before they won the championship. Like, you get a guy with that sort of experience, but also just a little bit of athleticism left to complement the guys you got there. Barnett, Graham. Fuck it. Why not? Doesn't hurt.
You can't name anybody else, can you?
I mean, Cox.
How do you forget their best pass rusher, Fletcher Cox? If he had gone anywhere else and been a 4-3-D tackle, he'd have 100 career sacks already.
He still plays for the Eagles, yeah.
But nobody's get off was better than Fletcher Cox like the first 5 years. He ran like a 4.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with
6
that.
coming out. But, you know, for some reason the Raiders don't understand that you should draft Mississippi State defensive linemen.
Well, who takes in the NFC East this year? And then, are they going to come out with a winning record?
Cowboys. It's the Cowboys division to lose.
If the WTF somehow finds a way to get Aaron
Their
Rodgers,
defense is stacked though, bro.
Yeah, Washington's defense is legit.
and Fitzpatrick doesn't have to lose any
Their
games.
corners got better.
And their front seven is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's probably
So
one.
I would have to say Washington.
That could be top one of the top defenses this
You
next
saw
year.
what they did to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I gotta
I
go.
mean, it's the Cowboys at the same
Bro,
time.
Zeke ain't fumbling like that this year.
I mean,
Antonio Gibson had 3 touchdowns and ran through their defense, bro.
If
I'm just saying,
Philadelphia
Zeke's not
tried
from
to
there.
win
Terry McLaurin.
that last game in week 17, like they could have been in the playoffs too. I mean,
They wouldn't have
I
done
think
anything,
I know
though.
none of those teams were going to do anything.
Now Washington was
I mean, it was actually fun to watch that third string quarterback with Washington, but
Heineke or whatever.
yeah, that was fun. That guy was, I like watching the underdog play like that. But I mean, like all those teams were just nothing. I mean, they didn't belong in the playoffs in the first place, but like they were just that division just limped in.
The Giants would be the biggest shockers because if they fix that defense, and they got a lot of help on defense.
Well, I mean,
And
Saquon's coming back too.
comes back, and you got look at the receivers they got. They got Kadarius Toney. They can go 4 wide out of shotgun with Kadarius Toney,
But
and do a little bit of run option. Even though, what's his face, Daniel Jones is the most
Can you expect
athletic QB I've ever seen in my life.
can you expect much from him though? I mean, like don't get me
He ran
wrong.
a 4.6.
Nah.
He ran a 4.6,
I don't
bro.
expect much from the Giants.
Yeah, it's just like the only other
And
thing you
that's
could really
why I
compare
would-
that to is Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Everybody's saying Josh Allen was absolute dirt trash, especially this guy to my right. But
You're right.
but he came out guns blazing this year. Was also like,
But
in
he
the
made
talk for
that
MVP.
jump in year 2.
He made that
He
jump.
made that jump in year
'cause they
2.
put help
Daniel
around
Jones
him.
is already in year 2, and he's like,
He didn't have a bad.
he's not.
rookie
He didn't
year.
have a bad year. He didn't have a bad year either year.
He got
but
injury,
it's
and
like
everybody had help. Got
he
hurt.
hasn't made that jump.
It was year 3 sometimes. You got to remember, like, a lot of guys got hurt.
Him and Drew Lock are both done.
Drew Lock
is done.
Drew Lock's done because unless he shows something,
No, you just got to stop having John Elway pick quarterbacks. I mean, he did draft Tim Tebow as well.
he did,
And Paxton Lynch.
and hated Tim Tebow for it.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple real quick.
This was so trash.
So the Lions reportedly wanted Iowa State head coach Matt Campbell.
Yep.
They offered him $8 years and $68 million. Touchdown or turnover? Campbell turned down the Lions job.
Touchdown, because Iowa State is starting to come up on the recruiting trail, getting more and more talent. They got an All-American running back. Brock Purdy, who may or may not be a first-round pick, depending on how he tests. And they legitimately got screwed in that Big 12 title game against Oklahoma. So I think they're very close to making some moves. Iowa State technically kind of owns Oklahoma. Kansas State too.
All right. Speaking of Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts is reportedly not above the competition. He's going to be in the quarterback competition despite being the second-round pick last year. So, touchdown and turnover. Eagles having a quarterback competition with Hurts and company.
I think it's a turnover. Like, that kid could play. And they're just, like, they kind of flopped in the playoffs to have a higher pick. I mean, I think you got to play Hurts. At least give him one solid chance.
I think it's a turnover because, like, you don't need to say it's a competition for it to be a competition, right? And it should be Hurts' job to lose because you already traded Wentz, you already invested a second-round pick, and you didn't take a quarterback high. So, de facto, it should be Hurts' job to lose. He started last year. So you need to give that player as much confidence as possible going into the season, especially in a wide open division. Like, if he plays well, he can be the difference maker. But if you're already setting it up to where, well, he might not beat out the competition or somebody might beat him out, and it's like, well, you're setting him up for that. You're setting him up to lose the job in camp or in week 4 or whatever. Like, just give that man all the confidence you gave Wentz.
I think it's just a fumble by Philadelphia.
They don't have a choice but to come out and say it's a competition. Because what QB did they bring in?
I don't even remember.
That's the thing. Who cares?
They're not wrong at all.
I mean,
if I have to ask that question.
But that's the thing. It's just so Jalen Hurts is capable of doing it. You got to embrace him a bit and bring it in. You know, he could have won you games. For some reason, he got benched and to flop a game that he could have won.
Flacco.
Oh, Joe Flacco. Done. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, I
it's
forgot.
like,
Yeah.
Joe Flacco. When's the last time that guy played a sensible game? I mean, he played for the Jets half the year last year because of Darnold being
I forgot.
hurt. But, you know.
Bro, you lost your job to Sam Darnold and Drew Lock. Retire. and now you're at Carson Wentz sloppy seconds.
He's in Philly. He's like, I'm coming in to compete. Yeah, what else are you going to say? Like, if anything, that's the thing. That goes to the whole concept of white QBs getting away with shit.
Damn, Carson Wentz is really the reincarnation of Joe Flacco, huh? That's crazy.
Well, think about it, man.
Athletic Joe Flacco.
That's crazy to think about. Holy shit.
Backup quarterback.
No, he's not. He's a more athletic Jeff Garcia. That's what Carson Wentz is.
Backup quarterback for the right team is one of the easiest things. Kyle Orton made, $18 million as a
forgot
backup
about
quarterback?
Kyle Orton. I could have went my whole life without hearing Kyle Orton's
Why
name.
the fuck is what's-his-face still in the league making money? I don't count another man's money.
Joe Flacco?
No, not Joe Flacco. The dude, Chase Daniels, who wasn't shit in the NFL.
That's true.
Oh,
He was
hasn't done
never
shit.
good. He's still getting paid bread. And I'm like, you're not good at this level.
Yeah, he's how many games has he won? Like he's under
Look at-
500.
Google his stats right now.
Okay, next one.
Google Chase Daniels stats.
Kenny's boy, Jalen Ramsey, calling out Darnell Mooney, saying he can't wait till week 1.
Darnell Mooney, he saw
to
those
show
memes too?
these lame-ass Bear fans can shut the fuck up about the number 2 receiver. So, touchdown or turnover, Jalen Ramsey calling out Bears fans and Darnell Mooney.
That's a touchdown because he got beat. Because Darren Mooney beat him and Mitch Trubisky just didn't even fucking see him. Darren Mooney is probably going to benefit the most from Justin Fields because, A, he's a deep threat coming out of Tulane. Like, he performed great at the NFL PA Bowl. Like, he runs a 4.38. He's not slow. And he literally was like, they called Jalen Ramsey his daddy on a couple of memes and tweets. He's seen those tweets.
I know this is touchdown or turnover, but I'm just going to go on a tangent and say he needs to cut out all that slime shit, bro, because he in the wrong part of L.A. for that. Because he spelled cuz with a K. He used a bunch of Ks. This is why people be getting packed out of L.A. Listen to Kwame, bro. You better call Lorenzo.
Which Lorenzo?
Whoever Kwame's security was back then. He was like, I'm not even in the front. I had security. What the fuck? Why am I gonna run around acting like I'm a fucking gangbanger? He was like, it's LA, bro. Like, I'd be smart.
Derwin James got robbed.
Act out. A couple people did. A couple people have.
You can't be moving.
This ain't Florida, bro. Sorry, it's different.
It's not the South.
It's different out here.
It's not Tallahassee.
That's what Kwame said. He said it's L.A. where only police have guns.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna hire a policeman to be my security guard.
Oh, you walk around with police? Yeah, because I don't want no problems. But you come to my motherfucking house, it's a different set of rules.
Deliver us from Kwame. That's the show title. Nah. All right, last one. Joe Burrow's on track for week 1. After a torn ACL, he's expected to come back. Touchdown or turnover for Joe?
It's a turnover. Who's his left tackle? Who's his right guard?
Want to tear his other ACL.
Who's his right tackle?
Are they going to be competitive in that division?
Billy Price is in.
I mean, I think they'll be competitive.
In the first 3 quarters.
But are they really going to make noise?
The first 2 quarters because their defense is trash. The first 2.5 quarters.
Their defense is going to be better.
They lost Carl Lawson. He was their best passer.
I mean, they already had people next up.
Who? Geno Atkins. Who's their best D lineman? Sam Hubbard?
They drafted somebody else, too. Hold on.
The linebackers are all right, but they lost William Jackson III. They got Jesse Bates at safety, but like this is a 4-5 win team.
DJ Reader, Larry Ogunjobi,
D tackles.
Trey Hendrickson. That's who they signed.
Defensive. Okay, he's a edge, and he had a career year. So, yeah, they're about a 4-6 win team.
They got Akeem Davis-Gates there.
Linebacker.
Yep.
4-6 wins. Coverage-wise, their linebackers are fine. Safety, they're fine. Corner's an issue. Offensive line is an issue. And in that division, where you have Jason Owe, who's 6'5", 250, almost 260, running a 4.36, screaming off the edge against whoever's playing left tackle, and Jonah Williams has been known to have problems with some speed rushers. He's injury prone too.
They have Riley Reef at right tackle.
Okay, so their offensive line is somewhat solidified. So Jonah Williams is the left tackle of the future. Riley Reef is a good right tackle. Iowa guys usually are. Billy Price at center, but his 5th-year option got declined at Ohio State. He hasn't really lived up to the hype. And you got 3 great receivers, no real tight end to speak of, and Joe Mixon.
They should have kept Gio Bernard. I don't know why they cut him.
They have, I think, Samaje Perine behind them.
Yeah, they do.
And somebody else. So they're the worst team in the division because the Steelers got Najee Harris. So they're the 3rd best team in the division. So it comes down to the Ravens and the Browns.
All right, so with that, let's get to the rants. We're already over time, so try to make it quick. Wanna go first, Izzy?
Take
college graduate.
I ended my college career with 100% on my last final, so that was nice.
Hey,
nice.
Business law kicked my ass except for the final. But feels good to be done. I'm excited to graduate May 30. But I'm more excited to get on with the future and see what's out there. That's all I have.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
And I have a question. What's happening with Aaron Rodgers? Is he not on the...
He's trying to get traded.
He is?
Yeah.
Or
That
he
wasn't
threatened
just a rumor?
retirement.
Yeah.
He's angry.
Got it. Thanks for all the support, guys,
Oh,
throughout the year.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Glad we can help.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm going next?
I mean, you can if you want.
Go
Going around the
ahead.
table. Yeah, I could go next. I
Eric's
usually
like,
go-
one of you's going next.
One of you guys
I'm going to
go.
close it out.
Like I said last week, we entered escrow with me and my wife, and it's a big step to do something in LA. And so I'm telling you what, the paperwork for this shit is intense. So, shout out to my wife. She's angry at me every 15 minutes, it seems like. But it's part of the whole process buying the house because, it's a big deal. It's everything's on you now. It's no longer renting. Oh, call the landlord. I'm the landlord. We have to go do that. So, but it's a big step for us, and it's an ongoing process, and it's a legit process. So, I was just happy to be able to get to this part of my life right now. So, thank you very much.
All right. That's what's up.
Congrats,
That's what's up.
Eric.
Thank
That's
you.
cool. Are you reading all the paperwork?
That's a lot of paperwork.
Terms and agreements.
Terms and agreements, laws, fire. Like we're in the fire law because Southern California burns every 5 years.
Flood insurance. Natural disaster insurance.
Well, earthquake is in there, so that's for sure. And then, we're sending back another offer because we got the assessment, and we want some things fixed, but they want to sell it as is. We're like, well, then we want to pay less, and it goes like that.
You on the fault line?
Well, LA is a fault line, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but where on the fault line are you?
No, I don't think I'm on the fault line. I'm in the hills. So, I'm like right there at Baldwin Hills and Culver City. So
Okay, that's a pretty good spot.
It's actually I'm like literally the very edge of Culver City, right when it gets to Baldwin Hills. So you're right there in the hills, right there. So, yeah.
And the hills have eyes.
I hope not.
Mostly it's mostly fracking. Don't worry.
They're raccoons.
Fracking and that weird ass mini freeway. That's not a freeway.
Yeah.
We'll drive by and say hi because you probably don't have parking.
I have a garage.
Would I mean like street parking? Do you have street parking?
There's actually a little part to the street that could fit like maybe 8 to 10 cars and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
and then there's
Nice.
there's 2 spots in the whole little community that you can park into.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Culver City don't play
And
about
if
the
not-
park.
Oh, Culver Ceilings. It's
Yeah,
like
only people worse than
it's a
Culver City
great
is-
area. It's just I don't think it was meant to be as populated as it is because it's
Yeah.
like an island.
yeah, it really
Like
is
getting in there just takes forever because that's where the other studio is. That's where we used to record
on Culver. Yeah.
And
on Venice.
they have, like-
All Cienega.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
There's building a Whole Foods over there. That whole at Culver City Station, they're building up. They're almost done with all those high rises.
Oh really? We're hoping there's a grocery store going to be a little bit closer. Yeah.
I mean, where I work, I'm quitting that job. I'll be my
There's
last
supposed
day
to
at
be
that
a
job.
good
tomorrow.
ass soul food spot over there.
There is.
I heard we're looking at some restaurants around there. It's actually
You got to hit up the jerk chicken
You gotta
spot.
hit up Cool House.
I
Too.
tell you what though, I do
Cool
the
House.
honey pot fried
I miss
chicken
Cool
though
House.
is or
Yeah, that's what it is.
Honey
kettle.
Tea-
Honey kettle.
Yeah.
Honey kettle.
Yeah.
We tried to go there once and there was no fucking parking.
Yeah, no. It's-
Like, so we were just like, well,
yeah.
guess we'll just.
Well,
get that
there's a garage.
I think we got Wendy's and we were pissed about it.
Yeah.
Wendy's was.
It was a frustrated episode. You talk shit about Wendy's the whole time. Man, no taco. The only good thing that came from that was a Frosty.
I was like, one time Kenny got out the bus and was like, oh, I want Wendy's. I was like, bro, we don't get Wendy's. We just end up at Wendy's.
yeah. That might have been the title.
All right, go ahead, Kenny.
But yeah, salute y'all. Yeah, officially, like my last day of work at my job is tomorrow. When you were saying that we're gonna look for grocery stores. Thank you. It's on the corner of Washington, at the back of the Culver City train station.
Oh shit, dude! I'll go see you right by the Seas Candies and stuff.
Yeah, it's like called Co-Opportunity. I can say that now. Co-Opportunity. It's actually really nice there. They got a bunch of dope shit. It's just nobody goes there because they picked a horrible location and they're gonna put up a Whole Foods and a Erewhon over there. So they're about to get run out of fucking business. But yeah, that's actually a fire grocery store. They have a lot of dope shit in there.
All right, I'll be there.
I'm not just saying that to say it, but yeah. So quitting that job, shit. I actually been getting hit up for interviews. I've had like 3 so far. I got another one tomorrow, and it's kind of like I was like yesterday marked 2 years since I graduated from CSUN, And I remember when Pete asked me, like, hey, how do you feel? My mom was asking me, like, how do you feel about graduating? Everybody was all happy and shit. My mom was crying. Sisters, friends were passing out and shit at graduation. They were like, I'm so proud. It feels like Pete was like, it feels like we're graduating with you. And I'm like, I don't feel anything. I just feel vindicated. But, like, now stuff had time to, like, see where I've grown from that point. And it feels like this job, because I was working 3 jobs at the time, and, you know, this. And it feels like now I'm quitting this job, and I'm like, I have another one lined up, and, like, 3 more possible ones that are paying me way more money. So I actually have, like, the option to choose now this time around. Kind of feels good that, like, all that work is starting to manifest into something else. And gonna miss all my coworkers. Really dope people. But like 5 people in my department are quitting. Like I looked up and I'm like, wait, 10 people have quit in the past month. We out of here. So tomorrow should be fun and somewhat emotional because a couple of my coworkers, they were like, damn, I'm really gonna be sad to see you go. And one coworker was like, hey bro, make me a sandwich. I was like, I got you. Yeah, it's just this part of my life, like closing the chapter, leaving this job, it feels good. Like, feels good. I'm excited for what comes next. I mean, I may have like a week off at best. We'll see when I start my orientation on my other one. But yeah, feels good. And I'm actually like at the point where I look at like my progress and things I've done and been successful at in life, and I never really enjoy them in the moment. It just kind of like happens, and I'm like, yeah, good. I'm glad that's over. But like I'm looking back now, I'm like, damn man, I gotta enjoy this shit more because I'm putting in like too much work to like not enjoy any of it. Oh, and yeah, shout out to my little sister. You're a bum. So she said. She said I got a whopper neck, and like she just won't let the fucking joke go. Like she has one good joke about me every 7 years, and she just won't let this joke go. But yeah, shout out to my mom. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, Izzy, again. Graduating, it's a huge step in your life. So
Thank you.
Enjoy the whole day. Do whatever the fuck you want. Feel whatever you want to feel. Give yourself time to soak it all in and really think about what you just accomplished and all the hours you put in and all that shit. Because most of the time we don't think about that. We're just like, most of the time you either get blackout drunk and you're just excited that it's over, or you're just like, I'm numb. Like, don't be numb. Just enjoy the whole day. Enjoy the process. You know, if you want to cry, do that. Just whatever you want to do. So yeah, salute to everybody.
Kenny.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to end the show with some Kwame Brown energy. So, first off, man,
Jesus.
shout out to our station head or whatever, this Good News Sports head, a.k.a. My Cole, a.k.a.
Mikhail?
My Diddy, a.k.a. All Up in the Videos. Shout out to the creator and founder of this, otherwise known as the Black Gary V, Mr. You Gotta Let Shit Go, a.k.a. Mr. What the Fuck Is a Birthday, a.k.a. Key Good News. And yeah, man, shout out to that show, Sports Talk with Mark Gunnels. Oh, wait, my bad. I get those 2 shows mixed up because one of them keeps ducking us.
Oh,
and shout out to Courtside Radio, man.
shout out to Mark Bland. We love you.
The second best basketball podcast on the network. And
shout out to Just a Dope Ass Podcast.
Yeah, they make great memes, right?
Fantastic memes and great therapy.
Yeah, sorry. I just see their memes. And
He
yeah,
got great
man.
therapy advice too.
And yeah, shout out to Girls Night. Is that what it's called? I don't even know who their hosts are anymore.
Damn. This...
Wait, didn't their host used to be the head of the other station? I don't even know anymore.
What are you doing? Ladies' night? Jackie gonna stab you, though.
Wow.
But nah, man, I'm just kidding. I love y'all. Good News. Shout out to the Good News. Shout out to
on the other
FCS
87
Radio.
shows we got on this. We got like 87 shows on the network now. You're just gonna stop there? This is not Kwame energy, bro. This is Smush Parker.
Good News Sports Radio.
Why is he blinking so
sometimes my assignment speaks volumes.
Dead air.
I'm gonna just go finish eating my chicken salad. This man is an asshole.
Barbecue chicken salad.
Sir.
Sir. But for real, man, been another crazy week. Just reconnecting with my newsletter project. Had a couple of networking events with some other journalists and entrepreneurs. It's really a great experience to like meet other people who are like in the same field as you, facing the same challenges as you, and trying to like fix it all on their own. Like, you know, when you meet somebody else with the same kind of crazy that you got, it's like, oh, okay, at least I'm not alone. And other than that, man, high school's winding up, so that's been pretty stressful. Dealing with these teenagers, trying to get them through the finish line, but we're almost there. And hopefully, my Clippers bring home a fucking chip this year, boy.
Tostitos?
I don't want to hear no shit talk about Mr. Dramatic LeBron James, because y'all almost lost to the fucking Warriors. And if you think that kind of basketball is going to beat the Suns,
Clippers
you guys
gonna
got
get
to get
swept in
your
the
shit
Western Conference
together.
Finals. Watch.
You guys got to get your shit together.
Clippers gonna choke and get swept in the Western Conference Finals. They gonna fuck around and do something that bad. There gonna be nobody left in the West to compete, and they gonna find a way to choke.
But yeah, so that's about it for me. Shout out to Good News Sports. Shout out to the Good News Network. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to A Squad affiliates. Shout out to your favorite podcast app where you can find this podcast. Shout out to touchdownsandtangents.com where you can find this content on demand. And yeah, man, shout out to Kwame Brown.
Salute.